dream in my eye. I'll be an example to myself in the tears that I cry.
Yeah, it all adds up. You know what I mean?
For real, man. Okay.
Hey Joe,
What's
who
up?
would you? So let's say someone's wanting to start and they may be scared to start. Who would you recommend to them?
Good question.
What's some good information that you give to them? Like someone that's
So here's what I'll tell you. No lie. Listen to Tony Robbins. Listen to E.T. Listen to those dudes. That's another thing that made me change my mind about the vinyl stand when I was like, do I really want to do this? Do I really want to? Listen to Tony Robbins, listen to E.T. Those dudes are like, you are your biggest critic. You're the only person that's stopping you is you.
Right.
Right.
You know what I mean? Listen, just go, just I do it. You know, I'll go to YouTube and put it on ET. That dude, I love that dude. You know what I mean? Because he gets into his stuff. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
He's like, if you want it, like the one I like is where he talks about the dude that went to the water, right? He said he took a dude to the water. He's like, do you want it? Show me you want it. You can't show me you want it. So he took him to the water. He started trying to drown the dude, right? And the dude's trying to come up for air, right? So when he's trying to come up from air, he's like, if you want success as much as you want to breathe, you're gonna make it happen.
right.
Ooh,
Right?
right.
If I'm trying to drown you, you're gonna do everything possible to get out of the water, right? So why can't you do everything possible to become successful? And when I heard that, I was like, that's so true. You know what I
Right.
mean? Because we're the worst. We're our worst critic. We're our worst enemy when it comes to like, can I do a Tumblr? Is it gonna come out right? If I do this video, is it gonna look right? You know, Mike T's he's always putting, look, I did this right here. I cut it a little wrong, but it's okay. It's okay. Things are gonna happen. And that's how I came up with just keep pressing. No matter what you do, no matter what happens, you're gonna have down times, you're gonna have up times, you're gonna have times where you got a job and something messes up. But at the end of the day, you gotta sit back and you gotta be like, just keep on pressing. That's it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
in a real way.
That's what I would say. If it's something that you want to do, just do it. Just do it. You know what I mean?
Do it.
I donated that money to fantasy football, and when they donated it back to me, I could have did a lot of stuff with it.
Yeah,
I could have did a lot of stuff with it, but I was like, let me take this money and invest it into something. You know what I mean? And it doesn't have to be the best stuff in the world. You know what I mean? It could be a 5-in-1 heat press. Everybody's like, I promote 5-in-1 heat presses, right? Because, and here's why. Here's why. When you're just starting out, you don't know how it's gonna go.
right.
You go out there and you buy a heat press from Stalls. You pay $1,500. You go out and you buy a graph tape and another $1,600. Then you're like, oh, I need a T-square. I need a logo it. I need a weeding tool. I need to buy some vinyl. You buy all this stuff, and next thing you know, you're in it for like $6,000. And then a week later, a month later, you're like, how do these dudes get customers?
Yeah, no return on that investment. You gotta have that return.
That's what I would say. If it's something that you think you want to do, jump into it. You know what I mean? You won't know if you're gonna fail until you try. You know what I
There
mean?
you go.
And there's times where I'm like, maybe I took on too much. You know what I mean? But I look back at it, and I look back at it, and I'm like, it's always been in me. You know what I mean? And it's always like, this is what I want. You know what I mean? I got a year left in the military, because in the military you can't just say I quit. You know, and then then they come looking for you, then they throw you in jail, then you're there long, so it's not even worth it. You know what I mean? Finish we're on a contract, finish my contract. I got a year left, right? So in this next year, I'll be able to see what both stores will be doing and if I can actually get out. And the way things are going right now, I think it's gonna happen. You know what I mean?
That's a beautiful thing.
It is. It is. It is. And you know, and it goes back, like I said, it goes back to you guys. You know, you guys, Stan Banks, Big Brando, Flex McKenzie, Gina, Rye Beats, not Liberty Graphics. He's not a affiliated, but everybody, all of y'all, what's the other, A-Dub, all of you guys, you know what I mean? And
Alan
don't,
Wade.
yeah, and don't get frustrated, you know what I mean? I see how much money people make off of affiliates, you know what I mean? And don't get frustrated if I pay you $6, you know what I mean?
$6 more that you didn't have.
Exactly, you know
Hey,
what I mean?
I get excited over 220. I be
Yeah.
like, okay.
You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. Like just do it. You know what I mean? Do it. Even if you're doing it for Heat Press Nation, Heat Transfer Warehouse, Stalls, or whoever, every little bit adds up. You know what I mean?
Right.
And that's what I tell Stan Banks, like he had a big role in what I do. You know what I mean? He does. So I always tell him thank you. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
and I said, what better way to pay him back is to make him an affiliate. You know what I mean? So. And it's cool, you know what I mean? Like,
Wow.
Yeah.
it's awesome. It's good and it's a blessing.
It really is.
It is. It is. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Wow.
What
Yeah.
y'all talk about in these comments?
Yeah.
We're also getting ready to do so a lot of these companies will want you to spend $4,000 to $6,000 a month on vinyl to become a reseller for them, right? So we're in the talks. I'm in the talks with my wife and some other people that what if I can do it? What if I can give back to people like ourselves that are trying to do it? And instead of that $4,000 to $6,000 a month, knock it down to like $2,000. So it's this is how they do it: $4,000 to $6,000 a month. Plus you have to have a storefront, right? So now you're paying $4,000 to $6,000 a month plus $18,000, $19,000, $2,000, depending on the location where you live, because the cost of living is different everywhere. Then you have to pay that overhead also. So now you're like, I gotta pay $8,000 a month. So I'm already in the whole $8,000 a month before anything. You know what I mean? So what I'm in the talks of doing right now is how can we help others, right? So if we can knock that down to $2,000 without a storefront, you do it from home. How would that help people out? You know what I mean?
That would help them in a big way.
You become a reseller.
Right.
You become a
I would
reseller
love to
for
do that.
vinyl. You got a $2,000 pocket. You got a $2,000 hole you got to dig yourself out of. But let me tell you from experience, $2,000 in 1 month is not hard to do when you're selling something that everybody wants.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm telling you. And a lot of people at work right now are like, oh, hobbies aren't going to last forever. Crafts aren't going to last forever. When COVID's over, you're going to be wishing you were back in the army. I'm like, if I show you how much money we're making at the vinyl stand a month, I'm telling you right now, I am not coming back over here.
I know that's right.
Yeah.
And it was clear before COVID too, so
Yeah.
it ain't going
Right.
nowhere.
I think when COVID is over, it's only going to get better. And here's why. You're
Yeah.
going to have fairs. You're going to have concerts. You're going to have all those things that we don't have that they're going to start up again. And then when we go to those things, we're going to make t-shirts and we're going to have t-shirts that said, kick COVID in the ass or whatever, right? And,
Right.
we're going to have those shirts and everybody's going to be like, I want that. I want that. I want that. You know what I mean? And that's what it's, and I think it's, when it's over, it's only going to get better for us, that what we're doing.
Yeah.
Yep.
I agree.
Yeah. I bought a trailer last year and haven't used it yet to do fairs and stuff like that, to do live screen printing. You
Yeah,
know,
that was right before COVID too. I
yeah,
seen
right
it.
before
I seen
COVID.
it.
Yep.
Right
Yep.
before COVID. So say the squad met up in the middle of the United States in, I don't know, Kansas or Oklahoma, right? The squad's gonna meet up in Oklahoma. I'm like, let me take my trailer out there. We pull up. We got live screen printing that says hashtag the squad, right? And
Yeah.
you come up on the trailer and you're like, hey, someone that's never done it before they might not buy the shirt because they're like, well, I don't care for that shirt, but I want to go up there and I want to just have the opportunity to print my own shirt. Like, why not? For $15? How much
Yeah.
how much are we actually in that for? You know what I mean? and we're charging 15 to 20 bucks for a shirt. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you helping somebody get up essentially off their butt and start something that they may not have been, introduced to.
Exactly.
So, I mean, it's beneficial both ways.
It is. It is. Yep. Yep. But as you guys can see, I like to talk. That's just me. So if you guys
Man,
got
that's what
anything,
we
let me
here
know.
for, man.
Hey,
You talking
Hey.
knowledge, though, Joe. You talking knowledge.
My wife is, when people come in the store, my wife is like, how can you talk to them for so long? I'm like, when you guys, when you get with someone that does what you do and they create
Right.
what you do, and you guys can just sit there and you could talk and like all three of us, all four of us right now have the same mentality of what we want to do with the bigger picture.
Yeah.
We could just float.
Right.
It could be 3 o'clock in the morning. We can have nobody on here, but I don't know who's on here because my phone's off. So to me, I'm talking to y'all, and we're just going, flowing,
Right.
whatever you want to call it, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Organic.
Yeah.
Hey, it was introduced, by I call him the voice of reason. See, he had that idea, and it's been golden. It's been very, very, I say, beneficial to both parties. Not as a monetary thing, but more so as encouragement, inspiration, overall knowledge in different walks of life and different journeys. So a lot of times I ask the same questions to everybody just to see what their walk was, and some of the shortcomings and the pitfalls that come along with the game and how you can maneuver around some of those, because some people just don't know. And with the knowledge that you guys provide in these interviews, it's priceless. I haven't seen it done before, and I'm pretty sure it's not going to be done after we're done doing it. Not in the way that we do it.
Yeah, and that's
You did.
and that's what's cool, because I can sit down with someone and they want to know beforehand some of the questions I might ask, because they want to be ready for it. We didn't plan this. We didn't do any of that. It was like straight up, hey, Joe, can you meet me? And I was like, yeah, you know what I mean? And then,
There you go.
oh,
Man, Joe, one thing I've always appreciated about you, man, is like, I remember I had like 23 and a half subscribers, and you were in that bunch, and you always left an encouraging comment, like, from the beginning, man. I've always appreciated that, man. And Jay Styles here, but I've always appreciated that, man. No matter all the success we've seen you, that we've watched you grow into over YouTube, you've always remained the same humble, respectful, honorable dude, man. And I just want to commend you for that. Not to mention, there's like a whole bunch of comments over here talking, commending you for your time in the service and everything, man. It's a blessing to have you here right now, brother. So thank you.
To me, it's I like doing this. You know what I mean? And for me, if I don't care how many people follow you or follow me, to me it's not about that. You know what I mean? It's all about helping out a community of printers or creators who share the same thing that I do, and if we can all share knowledge together, we can do that. You know what I mean? I've seen, so I have a Sawgrass 800, right? And I've seen Mike T's, I've seen Seek Pair, I've seen y'all, and you dig, I've seen y'all do some videos, and I'm like, I want to do that, but I'm gonna have to wait a while, because I don't want to put out a video and they'd be like, man, this dude. Put out a
Enough going apparel, the dream in my eye. I be an example to myself in the tears that I cry.